Hello everyone. How is it going? I hope you all are doing well. Let us begin today's session. Today we will see the types of reproduction. The main types of reproduction are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. What are they? Let us study the differences between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, one parent gives rise to new individual, whereas in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved, which means two individuals, male and female, are involved. Secondly, in asexual reproduction, gametes are not formed, whereas in sexual reproduction, gametes are formed. Thirdly, asexual reproduction involves meiosis process. On the other hand, sexual reproduction involves meiosis to make gametes, to produce gametes. Next, in asexual reproduction, offsprings are identical to the parent, which means new individuals which are made, they are identical, exact to their parent. On the other hand, in sexual reproduction, offsprings are generally different from parents, which means new individuals which are born are not identical. They are similar but not identical. So this is about asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. First of all, we will look at asexual reproduction, whereas only one parent is involved. So now the types of asexual reproduction. They are fission, fragmentation, budding, regeneration, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. These are the types of asexual reproduction which we are going to study. So first of all, let us study about the first type of asexual reproduction, that is fission. Now in fission also, again it is having subtypes. There are two types of fission: binary fission and multiple fission. Now here binary means two and multiple means more than one. So let us see what are this binary fission and multiple fission. For unicellular organisms, cell division or fission leads to the creation of new individuals. So in general, fission means division. One parent divides into two. That will be binary fission. Okay, binary means two, fission means division. So here unicellular organisms, cell division or fission that creates new individuals. Now here many different patterns for fission have been observed. It is not like that all unicellular organisms reproduce by the same method. There are different patterns for different individuals. Many bacteria and protozoa simply split into two equal parts during cell division. So that will be their fission. Let us understand this fission for unicellular organism amoeba. In organisms such as amoeba, the splitting of the two cells during division can take place in any plane. how binary fission occurs in amoeba. So here is the picture which represents binary fission in amoeba, that is reproduction. So here all the steps are shown which are involved in binary fission. First of all, there is a parent amoeba cell. Now what happens? The nucleus of the cell divides into two. That will be this next step. In the third step, now as two nuclei are made, first it was one nucleus, then first of all nucleus is divided, so it makes two nuclei, and slowly in the next step cytoplasm is also divided, and that way gradually it will make two daughter cells which are two new individuals. In standard 9 also we have discussed that the cell which is original cell, that is called parent cell, and the new cells which are formed, they are known as daughter cells. So here is the process of binary fission. This I am sure you have learned in standard 8. So remember the steps involved in binary fission. First of all, unicellular organism amoeba has the nucleus which is divided into two, and then gradually cytoplasm divides, and at the end the two daughter cells are made. Some other unicellular organisms show somewhat more organization of their bodies, such as seen in leishmania, which causes kala azar. Kala azar is known as black fever, and this black fever is a disease caused by fly bites. It is spread by fly bites, and the symptoms are high fever, swelling on liver, weight loss, etc. So this unicellular organism, which is leishmania, is causing the disease called kala azar or black fever. Look at the structure of this leishmania. They have a whip, a tail-like structure at the end of the cell. Whip-like a structure at the end of the cell. In such organisms, binary fission occurs in definite orientation in relation to the structure of the body. And how it is? Let us see. This is the binary fission in leishmania. As we have discussed that it has a whip, a tail-like structure at the end of the cell. So in figure A, there is a cell of leishmania. Then in figure B, there is a new structure from which another tail is formed. Then in the third step, nucleus is divided into two. At the same time, the new tail which is formed is bigger. In the next step, the cytoplasm is trying to divide, and the tail, the whip, is being more bigger. And in the last step, it will divide into two. So new daughter cells are made. So this is binary fission in leishmania. Remember that it is different than the binary fission in amoeba. But remember, both are examples of binary fission because from one cell they make two daughter cells. Binary means two daughter cells they make. So both are examples of binary fission, although they use different methods to produce daughter cells. So this leishmania cause kala azar or black fever. So this is binary fission in amoeba and binary fission in leishmania. We have seen binary fission and the examples of it. Now let us see multiple fission. Multiple fission means more than one division of cells. Another unicellular organism, single cell organism, that is malaria parasite Plasmodium, shows multiple fission, which means malaria parasite Plasmodium divides into many daughter cells by multiple fission. So the mode of reproduction used by Plasmodium is multiple fission. Here in the picture we can clearly see the multiple fission in Plasmodium. You can see too many cells are formed, too many nuclei are formed. So this way, this first of all there will be too many nuclei made, and then slowly that will be a cell. From nuclei there will be cytoplasm, and then new cells will be made. It will be too many. So this is multiple fission in Plasmodium, which causes malaria. If we talk about yeast, then in yeast, it put out small birds and that separate and grow further. As you can see in the picture, first there is a yeast cell, then a projection bird like structure is made on the outer surface of the cell. Then that bird gradually increases, and then like this there will be chain of birds and it grows further and further. So here we have completed two different types of fission, that is binary fission in amoeba that we have learned. Then we learned binary fission in leishmania. Students, this leishmania is a protozoan. Okay, keep this in mind. Leishmania is a protozoan. We have learned binary fission in leishmania, and then we learned multiple fission in Plasmodium.